Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. And apparently, he can sell some comics. Welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is good, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and welcome back to another Hot 10 Comics of the Week breakdown, where I give you the 10 hottest comics according to the Key Collector app, and I break them down for you guys, telling you which I'd be buying right now at these prices, and that is the key. These books right now at the prices, are they worth it? So don't ever forget that part. With that said, if you're not a current subscriber of the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe button for me, hit the like button, let's get this video up to as many likes as possible, and of course check out all the new merch I have for sale down below. Check them out. With that said, let's get into this week's breakdown. At number 10 this week is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 41 and the first appearance of the Rhino in this underrated John Romita cover. And we just had this week a CGC 7.5 sell for $1,000, up 12% over the average. We also had a CGC 5.5 sale for $525, up another 4% over the average. Then we had a 3.5 sell for $375, up a whopping 25% over the average. You guys know I love this book. I love this cover. I'm a Spidey guy, but I gotta be honest, right now might not be the best time to buy this book. We all saw that Craven trailer and what happened at the end of it. Either way, 100% I want it on the book, and I still think it's pretty cheap right now where it is. I'm a buyer. At number 9 this week is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 19 and the first appearance of Matt Gargan, who in the next issue in number 20 turns into the Scorpion. And we just had a CGC 8.0 sell for $655, up 1% over the average. We also had a CGC 6.5 sell for $400, up a crazy 22% over the average. Then we had a 4.5 sell for only $300, up again another 26% over the average. If you're going to buy this book, you might as well go ahead and buy issue number 20, the first appearance of the Scorpion. I'd rather own that book for the price that this one is going for. Again, they're running about the same price. Buy number 20, not number 19. I think it's the better buy, even though, you know, I'm an Amazing Spider-Man fan. I want to own this book regardless. I just don't want to spend the high prices it's going for. Coming in at the 8th spot this week is a book that's been on the list for the better part of this year. It is a copy of New Mutants 98 and the first appearance of Deadpool. If you guys haven't heard, this movie actually got pushed up in date about 6 months, and there are rumors out there right now that there are a massive amount of cameos in this film. Either way, a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for $1,775, up 16% over the average. We also had a 9.8 newsstand copy sell for $3,351, up 10% over the average. You guys know I love Deadpool. I love this book, only in a 9.8, but right now I said it's not the right time to be buying it. Wait for that movie to come out, for everyone to start dumping their books, and eventually it will drive the price downward, and that's when I'd be a buyer. At number 7 this week is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 78 and the first appearance of the Prowler, Hobie Brown. And we had a CGC 9.0 sell last week for $800, up 13% over the average. We had a CGC 6.0 sell for $211, up 15% over the average, and then a CGC 5.5 for $199, up 24% over the average. This book keeps going up and up and up every week. We all know why it's on this list. It's because of Across the Spider-Verse. Again, I'm a Spidey guy. I want to own this book, but I want to own it for cheap. I probably got my copy, which is around a 4.0 for about $60 to $80. I want to spend about $100 to own this book just to have it in my run, or other than that, why are you even buying it? I don't think it makes sense unless you're a Spidey guy. At the 6th spot this week is an iconic cover by the great Neil Adams, Batman number 251, and the quintessential Joker cover of our time. And a CGC 8.5 just sold the prior week for $1,250, up 15% over the average. We also had a CGC 7.0 sell for $646, up 5% over the average. And then we have a 4.0 sell for $320, up 3% over the average. If you're a Batman fan or even a Joker fan, this is a must-own book, and I absolutely love this one, especially in high grade. We checked out the data on one of my eBay sales videos. This book hasn't really come down that much over the past year and a half. Definitely a buyer of this one. Oh no, guys, at the 5 spot this week is, guess what? Star Wars Clone Wars #1 and the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano and a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for $2,095, up 7% over the average. How is this book back on this list? I know a lot of Star Wars fans who are coming at me saying, you gotta love this book if you're a true Star Wars fan. I am not. Regardless, at a 9.8, I'm not a buyer, but if you're a big Star Wars guy or gal, you may want to own this book. Coming in at number 4 this week is a copy of Wolverine #1 and this classic cover by the great Frank Miller. And of course, the first appearance of Yukio and a CGC 9.6 just sold last week for $300, up 9% over that average. We also had a 9.4 sell for $250, up a crazy 31% over that average. Then we had a CGC 9.0 sale for $174, up 17% over the average. When I talk about this book every week when it's on this list, I say I love the cover. It's a staple in our collection. However, I don't want to spend the crazy amount of money it's going for to own this book. I'm saying 9.0, around 9.2 is what I want to go for the dollar amount it's going right now. Other than that, I don't see its value. Coming in at number 3 this week, and I'm shocked it took this long for this book to get on this list, it is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man #15 and the first appearance of Craven the Hunter. Now, we all saw that freaking trailer. It was god-awful. I don't think he looks too bad as the great Craven. However, they did not do themselves justice with that trailer. Either way, a CGC 9.4 just sold last week for a whopping $16,200, up 23% since 2020. We also had a CGC 5.0 sell for $1,250, up 5% over the average. Then we had a 3.5 Slab sell for $879, up another 5% over the average. Being a Spidey guy, you know I love Craven the Hunter. Craven's Last Hunt was one of the best reads I ever read growing up as a kid, and I want to own this book. However, I said this before, now is not the time to be going out and buying this book. Wait for that movie to bomb and then go ahead, watch the prices drop, then pounce on your copy for the long term. Coming in at number 2 this week and falling 1 spot to the 2 spot, it is Ultimate Fallout #4 and the first appearance of Miles Morales and a CGC 9.8. And you guys know I only want to own this book in a 9.8 right now. Just sold last week for $2,026, up 2% over the average. You guys know I love this book. Think Miles is in it for the long term. However, right now, again, with Across the Spider-Verse still in theaters, I'm not buying this book, and I'm still seeing it consistently for $1,500 to $1,800 on Instagram live sales. So I'm saying right now it's a no, but down the road, wait for it to come in a little bit and pounce for the long term. And at the top spot this week, and you know eventually it was going to happen, it is a copy of Spider-Man 2099 and the first true appearance and origin of Spider-Man 2099 and a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for only $225, up 53% over that average. I'm going to ditto my comments for the past 2 weeks, guys. This was a $5 book for the past 2 years, and all of a sudden, since we got that character in that Across the Spider-Verse film, it is doubled and tripled overnight. Again, wait for that movie to go away. I know the next one is coming out in about a year from now. Wait for that movie to go away. If you really want to own this book, I guarantee you it's going to drop. Now is not the time to pay up for this one. That's it for the video this week, guys. I hope you enjoy this one. A lot of great books on this list. Don't forget, when we're doing these lists, I'm always saying I'm talking about these books and the prices, and if I want to own them right now at what they're going for. It doesn't mean that they're all not great books and they shouldn't be owned, because of course they should. Most of the time, there are a lot of great keys on this list, so keep that in your head. Now it's time for my best buy of the week, and I'm going with Batman #251 and this iconic cover by the late great Neil Adams, one of my favorite Batman covers. And as we said, we went through those eBay sales videos, and this book barely dropped, if anything, over the past 2 years, holding its value for such a great cover. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.